Hi everyone, it's Rachel and Anthony.
Hello.
From Don't Crop Me Now. And today's job is planting out all of our chilli plants into their final positions in our chilli house. So we're in the chilli house now, and as you can see, it does mainly just have these chilli plants in, but we do use this greenhouse to start the majority of our seedlings that we use to plant out our 2 full plots here in Manchester, UK. And these chillies were actually started off under lights in the house about the beginning of January. And they're really needing a good pot up now. As you can see, some of them are starting to look like they may be getting a little bit root bound. So the job will be today, firstly, to clear out all of these shelves to make room for our new self-watering planters.
So these are the quadro planters that we're going to use. These are the self-watering pots. Rachel requested these as Christmas presents, so 3 sets of these have been sitting in the garage for 6 months. Brought them down today and have assembled the first box. So what is a quadro self-watering pot? They came highly recommended on a lot of the allotment forums that Rachel goes on and various other YouTube channels, so we decided she wanted to invest in some. This video isn't sponsored, by the way. These were purchased as a Christmas present. So what is it? So let's have a little look at one. It's basically a reservoir. It's 2 reservoirs connected together with a small pipe. So this is one unit, one 4-pot unit. And here is a filter to stop the roots getting into the sort of pipe between the 2 reservoirs. And then you have a lid. And on the lid there are some holes which you can use to put garden canes through if you need to support whatever's in this system. And then here is your pot. So the pot has a piece of wicking material that just goes through the pot. I'll just take this one out so it's easy to see. Goes through the pot and into the reservoir. And then when you come to water your pots, there's a nice little lid in the middle where you can just fill up with a watering can or a hose pipe. We decided to invest in these because obviously the allotment it's only about a 10-minute walk from home. It's not the end of the world, but we were coming down every single night. We've been coming down every night after work to water. It takes quite a bit of time. So hopefully this is going to mitigate some of the time that we have to spend watering and make that a little bit easier. So that's one set. That was one box. Took about 15 minutes to put those together. Not difficult at all. And I'm going to crack on with the next 2 boxes.
So as you can see, we've emptied the greenhouse out now and we've managed to get 1 set of the pots in so far. We've now just got to decide how we are going to lay these pots out, because we also have a number of other pots that we're planning to use, some 30-litre pots and also a very large 100-litre pot where we're planning to see if we can get a really big chilli plant. But obviously, as you can see, our greenhouse is not massive, so we are going to have to decide on the layout and see which of the plants might need to go into the polytunnel. So we've made a decision on the layout. There are a few more that we're going to bring in here, but essentially we're going to have one big row round of these self-watering pots down this end, and we've started to sort the plants out and fill some of those. This is going to be a water reservoir for the other self-watering system, which is going to be a drip system from this, which is for these larger pots and some of the pots that will be underneath here. Behind me, we are going to put the 100-litre pot to try and grow the giant, really large chilli plant. We've just been having a debate about which plant we're actually going to put in there. As I believe in the attempts to get very large plants, people use Butjalika chilies, and we do have those. So I think we might go for that. We were just debating whether we should put one of the long chilli plants in, because we know they also grow really big. But I think we're going to go for the Butjalika this time. And then on this side, we've got a row of the 30-litre pots will go at the back. Another set of the self-watering pots. And then we are going to fit in here, probably somewhere on this section here, a slight double row in front of there. So we've just got one more set of the 4 from the quadro planters. That does mean that we've got another set left, which we will put into the polytunnel. We've made a bit more progress sorting the plants out in here. But we would just like to show you how we are going to put together this attempt to grow a really large chilli plant. So this is a 100-litre pot, which obviously would be a crazy amount of compost. So what we are planning to do is, if you can see in here, this has been filled up with rabbit hay that is also full of rabbit manure and rabbit urine, so that should be really, really nutritious. And the idea is we're going to use that to form the bulk really of the volume of this 100-litre tub. So that will act as a fertiliser in itself, but also it will mean that we won't need to use 100 litres of compost, which would cost a lot of money. So we will put the compost on the top of this. And because we are going to start off with a plant that's been in a smaller tub, we're not going to put it straight into this 100-litre tub. So what we will do, we'll plant it into a 30-litre tub. We'll just put the 30-litre tub on top of this 100-litre tub and let the plant establish in this smaller plot before transplanting it into this pot later on in the season. So job complete. We have 4 chillies left over that are going to be going into some more of the self-watering pots in the polytunnel. But we have now got our layout of chillies and we have them all planted out. Really, really pleased with this. I'm expecting some of these plants, even not talking about this giant one, the plants that are in these pots, to get reasonably big. So last year, this entire place was like a jungle right up to here. So hopefully we'll be in the same situation and we will be picking loads and loads of ripe chillies really from August onwards. And this year we have decided to grow quite a variety of different chillies, which is different to our approach that we've had for the last few years, where we've grown a couple of varieties in larger numbers. And so I'll talk you through what we've chosen to grow. So if we start over here, this one is a Bangladeshi green chilli that we got from Mothin from my family garden. So that one hopefully will be quite interesting, and hopefully we'll be making some Bangladeshi style pickles with those. This one is a cayenne. That's a real standard type chilli, usually produces a lot. The sort of ones that you'd probably buy really in the supermarket in the UK. This one again is another cayenne, so there's a couple of those. This one is Thunder Mountain Longhorn. This is the chilli that we grew last year, where we managed to get a really long chilli. I think, was it around 37 centimetres?
Yes.
Something like that. I'll have to look back on a previous video. And you can see, if Anthony comes in, there's a few quite long ones that have set already on here, and these are the ones that are used for the world records for long chillies. And we've got a few of these plants and we decided to put them in different growing containers just to see which ones they do best in. So if we look at the next one, we've got Tabasco here. I've decided to grow quite a few of these because we quite like making the hot sauces, so I thought that's a very typical one for hot sauce, so we've got a few of those ones. This one is called AJ Lemon Drop, and this is quite a nice, not too hot hopefully, yellow coloured chilli that we can use for sauces as well. There's another green chilli here, another AJ Lemon Drop. More Tabasco. This one is called a Dragon's Tongue, and I was kindly given this from one of our followers on Facebook, which was lovely. That one seems to be doing quite well. And then here, a few of the more hot varieties. We have got a yellow Naga here. I think that one came from Mothin at my family garden as well. And we've got a Trinidad Morago Caramel. That one definitely sounds like it is going to be pretty hot. On this side again, there's a few different ones. Another Tabasco. This one is labelled habanero from my seed planting, but having a good look at here, this is definitely not a habanero, so I'm not sure which one this is. It might be another one of those the Dragon Tongue ones potentially. I'm not really sure actually out of the ones that I planted. Here, this one again is labelled habanero, and again it looks wrong, so maybe the seeds were wrong in the packet, I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see what they grow into, I suppose. This one that does need a good water. This is a yellow Peter pepper chilli. If you have a good Google of these, they have a very interesting shape, hence the name. And on the back here, We've got a Padro, Pimento de Padro, which are the mild chilies that I use a lot in Spanish cooking. Another AJ lemon, and then we've got another one of the long chilies here. The rain's just decided to come in. It was actually forecasted a massive storm today, and it's held off all day, which has been pretty good for us. Here we've got a couple of, this one is meant to be, this one's a Thai super hot. That's definitely right, that one there. It's a Thai super hot, looking at the shape of those chilies. They did really, really well for us and were really productive. This one is I've labelled as a Thai super hot, but it's definitely not. Maybe that is the habanero, potentially. I'm not really sure. But I'll leave that label and see what we get. So we've got a few surprises here. On the bottom, these three here are Apache. That's another standard one that we tend to grow. It's usually quite hot for us, but it's quite nice for sort of your general cooking because they're really quite small, hot little chilies. This one it's not working too well at the moment. This one, it's not really grown since I actually planted it up. This one is a chocolate habanero, and I got that one from Mothin again at my family garden. I'm not too sure why it's decided it's not going to grow, but I have repotted that one up, and we will see whether it picks up now it's in a slightly bigger pot. Behind it then, we've just got the two Butcherlockias. There's this one here and this one here. This is one that I grew myself from seed, and again, looking at that, maybe my labelling has gone a little bit wrong this year, because I'm not sure it's the right shape. Maybe if that's a habanero as well. So that's why I've decided to plot up these two plants into the 30 litres, so we can let them grow a bit, decide whether we've got the right ones before we put them into this large 100 litre container. So they're the chilies that we have chosen to grow. Some are new to us, some are not new to us, and the ones that we're going to plant into the polytunnel are actually the same varieties as these that we've got here. So if you enjoyed the video today, please like, comment and subscribe. It only takes a minute, but it really helps our channel. Goodbye everyone.
Bye bye.